Good afternoon, everybody. Uneducated Economist here. So I got a couple of packages here, so we'll do a little mail call here at the end of the video. But I've had a few people ask me why it is that I feel that the stock market has been increasing, and really it has to do with investor optimism. A lot of these guys out there, a lot of these people, these investors out there feel like the worst of the COVID virus, like shut down, lockdown, economic slowdown, they feel that that is coming to an end and that, the turnaround is about ready to happen. The recovery, is going to be taking place here. And they're probably right as far as the recovery goes, but it's not going to be a quick recovery. It's going to be a very long, drawn out, slow recovery. And I don't know if I necessarily feel like the worst is over. I still feel like we may have some bad times ahead of us, especially if the issue gets worse and we have to go back into a lockdown again, go back into a shutdown of the economy. If that happens, I mean, we're talking some devastating times. But, if you just kind of go off of some of the events that are taking place out there, it doesn't seem very likely that we're going to have a V-shaped recovery or a quick return to where we were. Just thinking about the manufacturing here in the United States, I mean, we did a video on it, talking about how there's a bunch of mill closures taking place. But even just kind of off the big news of like the meat processors shutting down, that's like a huge one. You think about it, that's like, the food chain shutting down. That's a big problem. All these farmers out there from dumping milk and burying their crops that they had grown because of the lack of open restaurants being able to buy their supplies. These restaurant suppliers are in some pretty tough times right now, and it's not just like the restaurants that are shutting down. It's a bunch of businesses that are shutting down all across the nation. And even here locally in my area, we've had the seafood processors. I mean, they have come down, like the processor plants in my area have like tripled the amount of cases for the entire county. So it's like all the food processing plants across the nation are having issues with this. And I just think about like the housing industry. I mean, you think about it, that's like one of the biggest manufacturing industries in the entire United States. I mean, it's almost all 100% American made, from the products that they build the houses with to the people who work them. Everything about building homes is American. It's all like 100% American made, United States. And so I think about like what it's going to be like if we have an issue with a lot of unemployment, because the unemployment numbers now are like the worst that they've been in 70 years or something. It's like 14% unemployment, over 14% unemployment. And this was like in 6 weeks, like in a month and a half, 2 months, the amount of unemployment in this country has just skyrocketed comparatively to the rest of the data from going back into, like I said, World War II, essentially. So the times are tough right now, and as far as a quick recovery, I just don't see that taking place. And even the Congress has put together packages that they know at some point are going to have to be implemented as far as stimulus packages go, and they're huge. I mean, they're talking like giving $2,000 a month to every single person, and then another, $2,000 a month for every kid. I mean, up to $10,000 a month that they are talking about wanting to give for stimulus packages for months. I mean, like every single month they want to do this. And if they do that, I mean, $10,000 a month is more than most people make, even a couples, with their kids and all. That's like an insane amount of money. I mean, I know for me, that would be like way more money than I make just having a regular job. So the economy is not performing well. And as far as that quick recovery, I just don't see it. And investors, I think, are just a little too optimistic about, how quickly that this economy can recover from all this. It's going to take a very long time. And like I said, Federal Reserve presidents have already stated that. There's a couple of them who came out, I believe, on Thursday, talking about how slow of a recovery this is going to be. And I just don't see it taking place. Like I said, with the housing market especially, that's like kind of a big one, because interest rates are dropping, but the applications for new mortgages have dropped as well. Because you think about it, if you don't have a job, then most likely you're probably not going to be able to get a mortgage. And almost $1 trillion worth of these mortgages have gone into forbearance, which is going to be a very difficult time when these things have to go to be paid back. I mean, yes, you can tack them on to the end of the loan, possibly. Yes, you can remodify your loan, possibly. But these are all like possibilities into the future. None of these things are set in stone, and we don't know what it's going to be like come here a couple of months when these forbearance periods ends and you still don't have a job. How likely is a bank going to be willing to remodify your loan knowing that you don't have a job? You know, this is like refinancing your house, or to be able to even get a loan. If you have mortgage lenders out there who are looking at all these people who are in forbearance and writing a loan out thinking that you might just immediately go into like a default on your mortgage. I mean, the lenders out there in general might have an issue with trying to lend out money to people, and you can see it with these big banks. They're already raising the credit scores and the amount of down payment you need. So there's going to be a slowdown in the housing market, especially with the purchasing of homes. And people who are building homes, if they don't have that quick access to sell these homes, like I was talking with a builder a couple of years ago who was having he would start a house, and before he could even finish it, he had people offering him money for this thing, and now they sit on the market. You know, now they sit for days before, actually there's some of them are still on the market. They've been on the market for months now, and he has not been able to sell them. He's even reduced the price on a couple of them, which is something that, a couple of years ago was just unheard of. I mean, they were selling like hotcakes. So yeah, we have a definite slowdown in the economy, and as far as a quick recovery, I just don't see it happening, and the markets are not reflecting this. The markets are looking out at full optimism when it comes to a market recovery, or at least an economic recovery. And I think a lot of these investors might get burned, especially if we go into a lockdown kind of scenario again. Anyway, let's see what's in these packages here. I'm really excited. So, stainless steel straw, so it must be a drinking cup here. Oh, wow. Very cool. Wow, I wonder who sent this to me. Check it out. Uneducated Economist, established 2017. Very cool. Oh, there's a written note in here. Cool. Thank you for the educational videos. Well, thank you. Whoever it is who sent me this, thank you so much, man. Or girl, Very cool. Very cool of you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I will certainly use that. Right on. Uneducated Economist drinking thermos cup. All right. Where's my... I gotta be careful. There's a shirt in here. I'm glad I didn't cut it. There's something in here. I think it's a shirt. World's coolest bingo caller. Yes. All right. For a lot of you guys who don't know it, I call bingo. Well, I used to do it every Sunday night down at one of the local taverns down here, down at the Workers Bar and Grill. And yeah, that's awesome. So they must have seen the video that I posted about me calling bingo. That is very cool. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. World's coolest bingo caller. I will definitely wear that when I go, hopefully when the bar opens up here soon again and we start calling bingo again. I will definitely wear this shirt. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That is very, very, very cool of you. All right, Uneducated Economist. You guys let me know. Where's my little stick here?